Okay, tomorrow's the 4th of July. So before I get into Ernest Holmes, I want to say a couple things about Independence Day. See if you remember this. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with a certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. You know, we are truly blessed. And I am not a fan of the government, but I can say it. I can say whatever I think about the government and not be thrown behind bars. You know, many places, you don't get that privilege. So we are truly blessed to be here. And things have changed so much, you know, I mean, when I was in school, we had to say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. And that went on till early high school, I believe, is when they took that out of the schools. But, and that's actually, at that time is when I started actually thinking about freedom and independence. And we are lucky. We are truly lucky to be here. And the other light of that little preamble I read was to the amendments to the Constitution. And one of those amendments is freedom of religion. And that allows me to stand up here and give my thoughts on the science of mind. If it wasn't for that, the powers that be, especially in the current climate, would have us all in fundamental Christian churches, and nothing else would be allowed. Now, I'm a believer in Christianity to a certain extent, but not so much in the Christian churches. Ernest Holmes said that Christ was the great teacher, and I really feel that to be true. So I got a couple of quotes here from Fannie Lou Hamer. Nobody's free until everybody's free. And from Nelson Mandela. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. There's some great people that have come before, you know. We're really, this is an amazing world. Okay, before I start the talk, let's get oriented to the science of mind and do a quick meditation. So, feet on the floor, take a couple of deep breaths, breathing in that life of God that surrounds us all the time, that pure energy of spirit that is us and is this universe. And as we exhale, just let go. Let go of the worries and cares of the previous week. They don't exist in this moment. In this moment, there's just us and God. So I kind of have a little mantra that I do, and it is, God is all there is. God is enough. I am one with God. I am enough. So on the inhale, God is all there is. God is enough. And on the exhale, I am one with God. I am enough. Do that a few times. All right. Chapter 13. Chapter 13 of the Science of Mind. This is the first chapter of part 3. And part 3 deals on spiritual mind healing. So this is kind of an introduction to those thoughts, and it kind of deals with the physical aspects of treatment. It's been demonstrated for thousands of years that prayer works. And how, why, seemingly better for some than others. Why is that? Is this 5 and 7 step prayer that we do in the Science of Mind, is this some kind of secret formula or magic spell, that's going to change the universe for you? Not really, but it's a way to focus us with the infinite, with the spirit. So Ernest Holmes says, the philosophy of spiritual mind healing is based upon the conception that we are living in a universe of intelligence, a spiritual universe, that thoughts are things, that definite states of consciousness, as they become subjective, operate through a creative field and tend to reproduce themselves in form. So, we when we're doing a treatment for someone, we're focusing. And the idea here is that our thoughts create something through God. God creates through our thoughts. And we can have a better life, we can change. We don't really change the universe. The universe is. God is. We aren't going to change God's mind, because God's mind is everything. So it's already there, whatever we're praying for or about. This system of treatment is for uncovering and neutralizing wrong states of thought. Thought that is built upon a realization of the divine presence has the power to neutralize negative thought, to erase it. Just as light has the power to overcome darkness, not by combating darkness, but by being exactly what it is, light. Therefore, spiritual treatment does not concern itself with unpleasant conditions nor with imperfect manifestations, either in one's body or the mind or the body of one's affairs. Treatment is for the purpose of inducing an interior awareness, an inner realization in the mind of the practitioner pertaining to the spiritual perfection of the person for whom he is working, or himself, if that's what you're praying for. We're not trying to change the condition, and the more we focus on the condition, the more energy we're giving it. So we're trying to realize the spiritual perfection that is always there. Spirit is changeless reality. It's God's infinite and always and everywhere, and we can't, and we don't want to change that. We just want to realize it for ourselves. That which we call personality is the instrument through which spirit operates. But spirit can operate for the individual only through him. And thing about the nature of God, he does, the whole first chapter and the introduction is all about, of the Science of Mind, it's about the nature of God and how the universe works. And one of his premises that's so important is that it's not, the law works automatically, but it's not an automatic universe spiritually. It is intelligent. It has a consciousness. And that's what we're dealing with when we're praying, that intelligent consciousness. And we're trying to set that automatic law in motion. Dare to speak and dare to know that what you speak is the law unto the things spoken. Regardless of what conditions exist, one alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. God's on our side. Who can be against us? Basically. So we're not, when we're praying for someone or for ourselves, for some physical thing, we don't think about the thing. The thing doesn't exist in spirit. That person or ourselves is perfect in spirit. It can't be anything else because it's part of God, and God is perfection. Always expect the good. You're praying. Expect the good. That's what's coming. God is complete and perfect. A perfect cause must produce a perfect effect. Oh, I love this. Nelson Mandela again. I would really have liked to have met this guy. We are born to manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. Nelson Mandela. Just wonderful. We cannot afford to believe in imperfection for a single second. To do so is to doubt God. It is to believe in a power apart from God. To believe in another creator. There's only one. One God or no God. It is God. If God isn't everything, everywhere, always, there's no God. It's that simple. If you believe in God, it's got to be all there is. Can't be just part. There can't be a devil working against it. We work against it in our own thought. But even that is part of God. It's part of our learning process. We find out what works through error many times. I'd much rather find out through your error, but unfortunately it doesn't always work that way. All right, spiritual treatment starts with perfect God, perfect person, and perfect being, which statement consciously removes any belief which denies such manifestation. Turn entirely away from the condition or limitation. It seems so real and so sad and so painful when you're looking at the world and the condition that you're praying for. So you got to get away from that. You have to see beyond. You have to see, because you're giving energy to the sadness and the pain and the disappointment and all that stuff while you're dwelling on it. You can't do a treatment that way. You have to turn away. What you focus on gains power. Never look at that, which is cool. So you focus on the good, and good gains power. Never look at that which you do not wish to experience. No matter what the false condition may be, it must be refuted. Divine mind knows no limitation, no unchangeable condition. A good treatment is always filled with the recognition of the presence of God or good. You know, whenever you sometimes giving a treatment or praying for someone, which is what I'm talking about, you kind of drift, you start thinking about them, and you will drift into that. It's negativity, oh my God, it's cancer, or whatever. And every time that starts to happen, you have to do this. If you get into that at all, you're negating your treatment. So you have to immediately go to God. God is perfect. God is good. God is everything. God is this person. This person is perfect. This person is good. This person is manifesting spirit right now. That's where you go. Then your treatments become powerful. And you may not change the condition. That may be part of this person's karma or whatever. That may be just the way it's going to be. But that doesn't matter. You are enhancing that spirit within that person. And at the very least, you're going to give them a way to deal with whatever it is better, because they are one with God. Okay, never limit your view of life by any past experience. And that's more on focusing on the negative. It is not a question of failing or succeeding. It is simply a question of sticking to an idea until it becomes a tangible reality. Out of any chaos, we can produce harmony. And he put that last line in bold print. We have power, each of us. And any time we turn to God, we are enforcing that power. You can't say that enough. I can't emphasize that enough. Each of us has all the power of the universe. We have it through the God within, which works through us, through our spirit. So, you are powerful. You have all this energy. Everything there is ad infinitum. You have all that energy. And you can use your thought to focus that energy. The words you speak would be just as powerful as the words which Jesus spoke if you knew your word was the law whereunto it was sent. But you must know this within, and not merely accept it with your intellect. Yeah, it's got to be more than just that. It's got to be that tapping into that spirit. If you have reached a point where the inner consciousness believes, then your word is simply an announcement of reality. Know without a shadow of a doubt that as a result of your treatment, some action takes place in infinite mind. All there really is God. Now, we don't control the action. That's not our business. That's God and the law. You know, we're the channel. We're the spiritual focus. In demonstrating over conditions, the only inquiries we need to make are, do the things we want lend themselves to a constructive program? Do they express more abundant life, rob no one, create no delusion, and express a greater degree of livingness? When you get this and you see it work in your life, you might be tempted to go to the dark side, you know, but that doesn't work. That just brings it back to you. So you don't want to go to the dark side. You have to, even if somebody is really getting on your nerves and you want to make them go away, basically. You know, you need to pray for their good. And that is not an easy thing sometimes. You know, that's not what you want to do, but you really need to. Otherwise, all that negativity is going to come right back. Don't want that. If we're able to answer these questions affirmatively, then all the power in the universe is in back of our program. This is the part that really threw me into joy. So this universal spirit is good, and it wants to do good in each of our lives. So all we have to do, or come up with an idea, is give it to Spirit, and if it's going to do good in our lives, the law immediately starts working to make that happen. And if it's not, it might be a learning experience, and the law will work for that too, because that's what we're doing. You know, we're putting our thoughts into the universe, and as soon as we think something, that spiritual law starts working on it. So, always a good idea if you have a negative thought to counter it right away before the universe can really get going on it. Because you may be worried about that one. Okay. God never compromises its opposite. So, it won't give you a little bit of bad. You know, there's no compromises with God. It's all the time. And truth knows no opposites. It's all the time. Going back to the government, sometimes truth is hard to see, especially hard to hear. So we tend to, well, I do anyway, I tend to get angry. Like the Supreme Court is supposed to be there to preserve our rights. It's one of the compensations for the executive branch and the legislative branch, the judicial branch. But it seems like they're looking the other way and taking away our rights. And this isn't a good thing. That's a very important part of what makes this country work. And I feel like it's being subverted, but I don't want to get political. So, what am I gonna do? You know, I'm not gonna throw a Molotov cocktail at certain justices. I'm gonna pray for their enlightenment. That's what I'm gonna do, you know? And try to keep those negative thoughts, you know, out of my mind. I don't want them. I wanna be happy, joyous, and free. And,
Yes.
and we're pretty free, you know. I mean, we may be wage slaves or whatever. I solved that problem. I have a business that does not make much money, and I love it dearly, so I'm not a wage slave. I'm truly blessed. Okay, I think that's about all. I just want to end with, I love you so much. And each of us has power. Like I said, and Ernest Holmes says over and over, all the power of the infinite. And it is automatic, but it's also intelligent. It's not a personality. It's a divine intelligence. It's beyond being a personality. So we're not going to understand God. I mean, we have a finite number of brain cells. we are trying to understand the infinite with a limited number of cells working up there. So, but we can understand the nature of spirit and the nature of law as it relates in the physical universe, in what we have to deal with every day. And once we get that it's good and that it's working for us, the whole world opens up. We are truly blessed in a beautiful world. Thank you.